Hey, what's up? This is G to the GTV here again with the continuation of my Avenged Sevenfold month. Today we're looking at the Avenged Sevenfold pack number 1. This pack contains Seize the Day, Scream and Nightmare. Pretty much one song per album, because the pack was released before Hail to the King released. But are the songs any fun to play? Let's find out. We're starting with Seize the Day, released in 2005 with their City of Evil album. The drums start with an 8-measure break. This is one of the more slow drum tracks of this band, but it's still fun and it evolves a lot during the whole song. After break it becomes a slow 4-hit beat on the blue cymbal with some fun pedaling, and some extra hits on the yellow and green cymbals. After that the main verse beat starts, which is also a 4-hit beat just on the hi-hat, with some triple hits and some hits on the blue hi-hat opener. The intro beat returns in the bridge before the choruses, just with some more kicks and some fills at the end. The chorus is also a 4-hit beat on the hi-hat, with some extra hits on the cymbals. There is also some fills coming here and they are simple enough. This is not a very hard song, and the only tough part of the song is a snare roll section that changes tempo a lot. This is also the only reason I haven't full comboed this song yet. In the guitar solo there is a 4-hit beat on the blue right cymbal, and the second part of it is a 2-hit beat on the hi-hat and green cymbal, with some triple taps. Overall a simple but fun song. It's not super epic or super fun, but I do enjoy it. I give the drum chart a 6 out of 10, because at the end of the song it is pretty darn fun, just that the beginning is a little simple. The bass chart also starts with an 8-measure break. It then becomes strumming with sustains and single note changes and a few hammer-ons. The main verse riff is a mix of short and long sustains and single note changes. There is something that reminds me of the intro riff in the bridge between the verses and choruses, just with some more strumming on different colors. The chorus is a mix of short sustains, strumming and single notes. The verses are a little bit mediocre in my opinion, but not super bad, while the bridge and chorus is simple but fine. It's more or less the same in the guitar solo. It's strumming with changes in the colors of the strumming and short sustains. The single note color changes in the song is fun though, just nothing spectacular. I give the bass chart a 5.5 out of 10, since the bass chart isn't super repetitive, and while being simple I enjoyed it for the most part. The guitar chart starts with chord strumming, with some short sustains in the strumming and chord changes. It also got 3-fingered chords and single notes to connect the chords here. The verse riff is more or less the same, just with different chords, and in the end of the verse there is a very fun single note changes section. The chorus is chord changes, single note changes and a few hammer-ons. The song is very chord heavy and isn't super hard or exciting, while up to the 3 solos. The first one is the simplest, with a lot of single note changes mixed with a few hammer-ons and sustains. The end of it is very hammer-on heavy though. The second one is a living hell. I was wondering why it was Devil Tired, but this answered my question. The second solo has this crazy hammer-on section at the end that was very fast changes between 2 hammer-on notes. The third solo has some really crazy fast hammer-ons as well, and ends with the same hammer-on section as the second solo had. Overall a okay song until the second and last solo starts. I would recommend you to be a very good guitar player to try this one on expert, but for the most part the song is just okay on guitar. I give the guitar chart a 6 out of 10. This one is one of the more slow songs on all the instruments. Well, except the guitar solos, that is. All the instruments is just okay or good on this song. I give Seize the Day a total score of above average 5.8 out of 10. Our second song is Scream, which released 2007 on their self-named album Avenged Sevenfold. On drums this is pretty much a song from hell for me. It got all the things I struggle with in one song. The main verse beat is a very hard and fast hi-hat roll, with a lot of double kicks on the pedal. In other words, it's super hard. The bridge after the verse is a slow 2-hit beat on the green cymbal, with some fun kicks. And it ends with changing the 2-hit beat to the blue cymbal and continuously pedal kicks. In the 2 other bridges, it ends with a tom fill as well in the pedaling. The chorus begins with this cut up disco beat, with a lot of fun but tough pedaling. The second part of it though is a living hell, and here you can choke up bad. It's the same disco beat just with extra hits on the blue hi-hat opener, and even more pedaling. For some reason I can do this relatively well, but this will choke you up bad if you're not ready for it. There are also some toms that is being thrown into the mix as a fill here, which always choke me up. In the guitar solo there is a slow 4-hit beat on the blue right cymbal, with 3 fast pedal kicks coming every other hit, which can be tough. The second part of the solo, the 4-hit beat, turns into an 8-hit beat with a little bit less pedaling, and some tough but fun fills. Overall the song is tough, and the fills are really hard sometimes, with a lot of fast pedaling etc. But it isn't repetitive at all, and if you are good enough you'll have a blast with this song. I give the drum shot a 8.5 out of 10, because it is a little bit too hard to give a higher score. The bass chart starts really slow on this song. You pretty much just play the green note on the do-do sounds, with very few hammer-ons in some parts of it. The bridge is a change between 2 strums on the green note and other notes with some hammer-ons. The chorus is mainly strumming with single note changes to connect the different strum colors. The second part of it is short single note sustains with some single note changes. In the guitar solo you get 3 note blast strumming before it becomes a 3 note strumming with color changes at the end. It breaks then 3 different notes with the same type of strumming. The second part of the solo is strumming with changes in the colors of the strumming for every 4 and 8 notes. The song has its funner parts, but for the most part it's just okay. I give the bass chart a 4.5 out of 10. The guitar is miles better than bass. It got chords for the do-do sounds, but it also got blast strumming with color changes between them. And the blast strumming changes which color to strum on each part of it. The bridge is chords with changes, single notes and hammer-ons, with some sustains in the chords. The chorus is a mix of single notes and a fast mix of strumming on the chords and single notes. It also got some chord hammer-ons. The second part of the chorus is a little bit different. It's more sustain heavy on the chords, but the sustains are very short and it changes between 2 and 3 finger chords. The guitar solo is hell. It starts with a lot of fast hammer-ons, and that doesn't let up before the end, which was single note changes that I really enjoyed. Overall it's not super repetitive and for the most part is fun to play. The guitar solo might make you fail the song though, if you're not good enough. The second part of it was really fun though. I give the guitar shot a 7.5 out of 10 because it is a little bit slow at the end. This song is pretty crazy on guitar and drums. On bass it's just below average though, but if you are good enough I can recommend drummers and guitar players to buy it. I give Scream a total score of a very good 6.8 out of 10. The last song is Nightmare, released 2010 in the album with the same name. On drums this song starts with a 14 measure break. It then have this fill that is a 2-hit snare roll, pedal, 2 tom hits, pedal, then that one more time before 1 single hit on the snare. And you do this really fast. And then there is a break before it happens again. It then becomes a semi-fast 8-hit beat on the blue right cymbal, with 1 pedal kick per beat, with the same fill at the end of it before it starts again. It then starts a simple hi-hat roll before the verse starts. The main verse beat is a slow 2-hit beat on the hi-hat, with kicks on each hit. The verses also have a lot of these fast cymbal snare with kicks between them like Afterlife had, just faster. That can be very tough, but when you get the handle of it, it's very fun. The second part of the verses is a lot more pedaling and some extra hits on the snare and hi-hat. It changes up the beat a lot here with some double kicks and cymbal hits. To say the least, the verses are very fun. The chorus might hurt your leg a bit though, because it's a semi-fast pedaling throughout the whole chorus without breaks, with a 4-hit beat on the blue right cymbal with double taps that can choke you up because of all the pedaling. It also ends with triple taps and a 2-hit beat on the green cymbal. The shot also has some very tough fills, which is snare and tom rolls that changes tempo, and of course very tough pedaling. But it's more or less the same until the second chorus, where you have the same 8-hit beat as in the beginning of the song, followed by a 2-hit beat on the hi-hat, with fast double kicks between each hit, and some continuously pedaling. There's also a part where there is a very fast 3 kicks between cymbal hits. Overall a very tough but very fun song to play on drums. It's not repetitive at all, and it's easier than Scream, but don't think you'll full combo this anytime soon. I give the drum shot a 9 out of 10. The bass also starts with a 14 measure break. Then there's blast drumming on the green note, with breaks before each drum part starts. There is some single note strumming with changes and sustains before the main verse riff starts, which is green note blast strumming with hammer-ons at the end. There is also a very crazy hammer-on section at the end of the riffs. The second part of the verses are single note strumming on the green note with a red note after some of the green notes. The chorus is sustains followed by 2 blast notes with hammer-ons at the end, and some strumming and single note changes. There are some long sustains part in this song though, and the blast strumming comes back here and there. In my opinion the chart is a little bit repetitive, but I don't really care, since the fun parts are really fun. There is a continuous strumming section after the guitar solo though, that is just strumming for a long time on the green note and nothing else. That did ruin the experience a bit for me, but I do give the bass chart a 6 out of 10. If you look away from the more repetitive parts, it's really fun though. There are no breaks at the beginning of the guitar chart. There is instead the piano sounds, which is single note sustains. After that it becomes kind of a guitar solo, with single note changes, sustains and a few hammer-ons. The verse is blast strumming on the green note with chords at the end, with chord hammer-ons and changes. The same crazy hammer-on section from the bass chart returns here. The second part of the verses are changes between chords, single note changes and sustained single notes with hammer-ons. This also have the hammer-on section from the bass chart. The chorus is chord strumming and changes with sustains, with single note blast strumming to connect some of them. The guitar solo is single note sustains, with single note changes and hammer-ons. The first part of it is simple and doable, but the second part is a little bit harder, with faster hammer-ons and fast blast drumming. It ends pretty simple though. The green note strumming from the bass chart returns just with chords thrown into the mix, which makes it more fun and less repetitive. There is a very tough hammer-on section after that, before a simpler single note changes with sustains and hammer-on section starts. Overall, it's much less repetitive than the bass chart, and while not being very exciting in the chorus, and some of the long sustains and chord strumming is a little bit boring, I can still recommend this song to guitar players for sure. I give the guitar chart a 7.5 out of 10. This song is good for all the instruments, especially the drums, but be aware that it's tough. I give Nightmare a total score of a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, this pack does not disappoint. It's by no stretch a masterpiece of good and fun charts, and some of the charts can be very hard. But I would still buy it because of all the songs are above average or better. I give the Avenged Sevenfold pack number 1 a total score of a very good 6.7 out of 10. But that's all for this video. Make sure to check out the full playlist of the Avenged Sevenfold month here. Like, share and subscribe as always for more rock band content in the future. Tell us your thought of these charts and review in the comments. And see you next week with the review of Bat Country. See ya then.